Oh, tall and tan and dark and lovely. How y'all doing? Brian in Denver, hope you're well. Haven't done a video in a while. Been busy working and watching basketball. Ball. Basketball. Haven't had the ball out here in a while, so thought I'd come in, check out some tracings that I had done back in January. Did some tracings. I traced this whole bay along Buenos Aires here in Montevideo. All right, Montevideo. And I checked it a few times a while ago, and nothing really popped out at me. Of course, I'm wanting, my red line to be 50 miles inland or something like that. Because that damn South America, that sucker moves. It'll move on you thousands of miles. But I think what we're dealing with here is little things, maybe not so little, miles of things. That's not so little, but Google Earth wise, it's small potatoes probably, but interesting. I got a couple coastlines that are weird. Well, one that's pretty weird from what I traced, and just a lot of small stuff. So I started out here in this point because it seemed as good as any. I mean, go, trace South America. Oh boy, this takes a while. So some of this, a little bit, I'm lazy in spots. I'm trying to grab. I'm in these urban areas, so I'm getting nice straight lines and major points, and it seems like good. I don't know why I cut through here and just instead of getting this corner, but there's some weird stuff that I've kind of stumbled across as I kind of just started looking back through my lines. Most of it looks pretty good. I'm catching stuff pretty well. There's some weird stuff. Where was that one stuff? It's almost more like the natural areas or like this stuff here where I came in out here, but the jagged my line is, the more clicks I went into, I was getting stuff pretty tight there where my straighter lines are, I'm being a little lazy, but then I'd come in and kind of grab some more contours here and there and slow down so that I'm this far off here, and that kind of thing on the land is kind of weird, and this here is kind of wild. So these spots kind of jumped out at me when I first started looking at this. So I'm like, okay, maybe I got something going on. So that's kind of weird that's that far off. I wouldn't have done that. I obviously took a little bit of time to go in there and do those contours. So yeah, things are looking different on areas where I know I spent some time, like these things, where the land is and where the coves are. And this line here is weird because I went across this drainage ditch or whatever we got going on here. And this is a jagged line, so I was following a contour. I wasn't just shortcutting my way across here, but why I would have just cut across there and not come out like I did on the other things, at least put a little box around it or something, that's just weird to me that I would have taken my time to go across there and not highlighted that. So that's weird. Yeah, things like that, just lines that are coming in across land and contours that aren't following what I'm seeing. When in other spots they follow perfectly, or damn near perfectly. So yeah, some of this, of course, I'm getting a little lazy. All right, I admit it. Some of these other ones, I definitely kind of slow down and grab things. Other times I'm just kind of getting the main points, trying to keep the line on the land-water line as much as possible. Obviously, I kind of skipped across that. All right, you got me on that one. But some of this stuff, I'm like, I don't know. It's like the land's gone or things have shifted. But, some of the stuff's like dead on, like that piling I got there. That looks good. That kind of stuff I try to do a really good job on, even if I was skipping around some other spots. Because it was obvious landmarks that I could, with straight lines that you can grab. Some of this is a little sparse out here, like I was tracing something that's no longer there. This kind of comes in farther than it is. A little bit of different shapes. I'm starting to slow down, and I'm obviously skipping that. Lazy, but this I'm not being lazy. And that's kind of a different contour here, coming out around land that doesn't seem to be existing there anymore. So yeah, I'm kind of working my way up here to this one coastline. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea that there's a lot of this kind of just small anomalies. If I go around this whole bay, I mean, it gets kind of crazy to just sit there and look at little stuff, but I wanted to kind of show you some bigger stuff. I mean, you can see, generally speaking, I don't know if I wasn't tracing things this high up, but sometimes I was close to this high up. I don't know why I came across here and not, like I didn't cut that out. That would have been a little easier. So even if I was being lazy here, I would have gone lazy out that way instead of that lazy line. But, you know, I'm lazy there, so I can't defend myself too much, can I? I'm admitting it. That's kind of coming in kind of far. They come down through here. See, lots of stuff matches up pretty good. That guy matches up. Flying along the coast. Some of this is getting a little off and weird. Just my main points shifting. I was trying to at least get the peaks and the distances. Cutting across land here, you know. Then I kind of come out around this black water stuff, which is kind of weird. I didn't count that as land. I would have counted that as, I was trying to follow the green, so I'm kind of out in the water here. So that happens in some spots. Oh, sorry. Let me get out of here. So I'm kind of skipping around here a little bit weird. Where I'm coming, you know, I would have marked the mouth of this channel a little better. I would have clicked over here and then clicked over there and around. And I don't know, I'm coming from here to out to here. Like, there's really not any land there anymore. And I'm cutting across land here. Even though I'm being lazy, I wouldn't have been stupid lazy. I wasn't stupid lazy. So we're flying along here. So things get kind of weird. So we come up here and there's a coastline where I'm kind of off the beach here pretty good, which worries me. But this line all the way out to this peak, this point, it's just a whole different coastline. I mean, now it's nice and smooth. It's all straight, and I would have just cruised right up here and been lazy. So you can see I was pointing out when I'd been lazy and when I'd been detailed. And this is a detailed line that I did a lot of clicking on. And it's completely different than my shoreline now. A little bit of a lazy line. I might have had a straight shoreline beach there. But I was, you know, you can see this. I mean, oh, sorry. I am trying to follow a much more, you know, maybe there's a lot more trees and bushes and all that kind of stuff is what I'm thinking. It's not this just straight beach. I mean, I would have just cruised right up here and been on my way. So that's weird to me, this whole thing. And then, of course, back here, I'm going through like a power plant or something. This facility here. Oh. So, yeah, what's going on here? Obviously took my time to make this line. I know that. Go do this, and you'll know that. So that one popped out. I was like, wow, okay, now that's totally different. It's not just a little, you know, the shape of a cove, or it's pretty crazy stuff. It's cool. I don't know. I thought that was cool, especially going through this whole thing. I wouldn't have done that. Emails. Hope you're doing good. It's a Sunday night. It's the last couple times I tried to do this video. I'm trying to get it done quicker. I took too long. So, just going faster here. So that was the main thing. Again, my hand is getting a little tired. Apologize. I hope everything's been good. Hope you had a good weekend. What's going on out there in Mandela world? Flat Earth world. Look at how flat this world is. Crazy. Getting goofy. So, I mean, all this stuff was, there was little stuff. Again, nothing like that shoreline that just didn't match. The non-matching shoreline. I went all the way up here. I mean, look at all this, you know. I'm getting this stuff pretty good, all these man-made stuff. And it's all lining up, you know. I'm not So when you go back to just, yes, that comparatively short area of shoreline, um, I'm telling you, I did take my time and go through this stuff. Again, we could go in here and find weird stuff. Just little bitty stuff. But so I jumped across the river here because I was heading up a river. I was like, oh man, I got to get back out to sea. So there wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, there would be all these kind of weird mouths. So I'd go up these rivers, and I'm doing that pretty good. So that matches up pretty well. And then there's other spots where they don't match up anymore, and they're kind of weird. What do we got? 11 minutes? I appreciate you hanging with me. These are kind of crazy. I know. I'm dull. These dull Mandela Google Earth videos. So some of that's a little weird there. Where was it? There were some other spots that get kind of strange. Sorry, gets kind of wacky, doesn't it? So yeah, I mean, there's these areas where I kind of went around like it was land, but this whole thing's gone now, basically. I didn't go in here. I was trying to follow the green. Again, we got our black water that, again here, I would have marked this mouth of the river, and now it's a lot wider than what I marked. Why did I just do that out in the middle of nowhere? Why am I out here in the middle of nowhere in the water? So there's some spots like that, and again, some are a little more obvious than others, and notable, I should say. Other things, just small stuff all around. I don't know, was this one a weird one? Yeah, this was kind of just a different angle of the river and width. Again, I'm kind of out here, not really following the green. I could have done that, but that just seems weird to me. This doesn't match the mouth anymore. A lot of stuff like that. Here's the mouth where there's no river, essentially. A little hook there, but that's kind of the thing I did for streams to mark them, because it was the one kind of thing I could, along in this marshland wilderness, I could actually mark and expect to kind of stick around. 12 minutes, some of the stuff's up. So anyway, yeah, mainly the weird thing was, this coastline down here. That was the big one. Otherwise, it was a lot of just small stuff. Even along the whole coast over there in Buenos Aires and stuff, everything lined up pretty good. A little small stuff here and there in the city, but okay. So this isn't mind-blowing maybe, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Because it's a much different shape, Obviously, I'm doing a lot more work on that shoreline than I had to, and I wouldn't have. I would have been lazy. Whee! The ball. So thanks for hanging with me. And if you did, you always get bonus material, right? Dun dun dun. Mandela bonus material. What do we got? We got Brussels sprouts. Snap that picture at the supermarket. King Super says they're Brussels sprouts, just like I remember them. And a lot of people, I think, don't you? What else did we have? So we gained an S, and then we lost an S. I saw somebody comment on a video. Said, hey, Batman v Superman, the versus is now just a V. The S is gone. So I just pulled it up real quick in another tab, and I was like, check that out. We got V Superman, but we got versus. So there's a lot of that. There's actually a lot of residue. This one's Batman versus Superman movie review, but it's V Superman. So there's quite a bit of residue, even though all the official stuff says V. I mean, most of the stuff you click and it'll say this is kind of a different one. Some artwork versus more artwork. Batman versus Superman versus down versus. Sometimes the ULR will say V. Anyway, there you go. New Mandela? Is that brand new? Thanks to whoever saw that. Appreciate it. Hope you had all good night, good weekend. Take care. Peace to you all. All that good stuff. Bye.